Kimala Bennett thought she wanted to be a psychologist, but it took a psychologist to tell her that her talents were elsewhere.
While I attended Mount Holyoke College, and I had the opportunity to intern with Dr. Patricia Romney, who was also an organizational psychologist. And while, working with her, doing this internship with her, she would constantly ask me, "Are you sure you want to be a psychologist?" By the end of the internship, she said, "What would you do for free if you didn't have to worry about money?" I always loved music videos. I always, like to tell a good story. When I decided I wanted to be a music video director, luckily for me, I came home one summer and Beanie Man was doing a music video. So I literally turned up on set and said to them, "Hey, I'm an aspiring music video director. I'll work for free for the day. I'll be a PA." And they were like, "Okay, sure." And at the end of the shoot, little ex looked at me and said, "You're a real soldier. So anything I can do to help you, I will." And I said, "Well, actually, there's an internship at the company that represents you, HSI Productions, that I would love to, do." And he said, "Okay, I'll help you get it."
So she worked for a while in the US, but coming back to Jamaica, she realized the game was different.
It was a bit of a reality check because having interned at HSI, I saw how they did these, multi-million-dollar music videos. When I came back, it wasn't quite set up for that.
Since the market was small, she needed a more structured and permanent business. And with two friends, she started what would become The Lab, a full-service production house.
So I called up my, two friends at the time who always worked with me. So Trisha was my producer informally in all these music videos. And Melissa at the time did a lot of styling for us. And I said, "Guys, I'm gonna start a company, all three of us, and we're just gonna take over the industry." They were not as enthused as I was about it.
But they jumped into it, and after winning a bid to design a campaign for Grace Kennedy, one of the oldest brands in Jamaica, she was able to convince them she was the right choice.
I would be less than honest if I didn't say that there were some concerns amongst the team who would have been working with the more mature agency, because we were with them for a long time, and with an agency that was led by someone so new and fresh and young, and obviously inexperienced.
But once creativity was established, Kimala Bennett brought other things to the table.
Kimala's strength, as we have seen her develop over time, is the strategic thinking, to take that holistic approach in understanding both the vision and the strategy for the business, and understanding details, the customer, the consumer, the business objectives to lead to creativity.
Most of the agencies that we work with, or we worked with prior to Kimala, would run a 9-to-5 shop. That was the first agency that I've interacted with where if I needed to call them at 8 p.m. at night or 6 a.m. in the morning, while we're working on an engagement, there's always someone that's responding. So that has been a game changer in the industry.
But bringing a conservative business environment up to date was just the start.
I was introduced to a company called Watt International out of Canada that was a truly fully integrated agency. And one of the things that meant was that research played a major role. And I then said, okay, I didn't want to branch out into too many things. I wanted, to have another company that focused on that. So we created Blue Dots Data Intelligence, which is our sister company. So essentially, when we're doing our creative concepts, we have data to help guide us.
Then there was the problem of talent, the unstable part of the creative mix.
One of the things that I found is being an entrepreneur, we're driven, we work long hours, we want to ensure that we get the best product. And I said, if I could create a space that would have just the best artists who are, pretty much controlling their time, they're entrepreneurs in their own right, they would be able to give us their services, but they would still be in control of their own time. Another thing we recognized was when international productions would come to Jamaica, they're mainly, at a hotel. It's just not conducive for a film producer or production. And Create Space will accommodate international productions coming to Jamaica. and it's created by filmmakers, so we know exactly what you would want.
Today, the lab is one of the leading agencies in Jamaica, but her ambitions do not end there. She wanted to share her success with young people, especially those who did not have experience and opportunities that she did. So she wrote a manual for young entrepreneurs.
One of the things that we did for a few years was called the I Am the Change program, an entrepreneurship program in schools that are severely underserved and challenged. Kimala and I spent mornings and many late nights conceptualizing this program, which saw us taking 100 students to camp for a week, immersing them in skills in entrepreneurship, and then they went back into their schools and started their businesses, and we tracked them and coached them and gave them support for about 8 months.
These are the qualities of the entrepreneur. Not only finding new and better ways of doing things, but showing others those ways. For these reasons, Kimala Bennett has been named the Anthony and Sabga Caribbean Awards for Excellence Laureate in Entrepreneurship for 2019.